Okay, I find it quite funny that you can put your phone on do not disturb. It's like, do not disturb me. It's like a funny term. It's a funny word. Anyways, cheers. I just made my coffee with this mug, which pretty much is one of my favorite mugs that I have, that I said in a different coffee talk, but I don't think I'll upload that coffee talk, which is that I actually got this for my mom for her graduation, aka retirement, and I end up using this one pretty much all the time. And actually, I think it's too early to even have a chit chat because I'm barely even awake. I might be scuttling over and taking some footage, some videos and stuff of some things that are going on. That was very ominous, but anyways, I might be going to do that in a couple of minutes, actually, believe it or not. What was I gonna say? Okay, I don't remember, so instead I'm just gonna step outside, do some of my morning routine stuff that maybe I'll tell you about at some point, because there's some cool stuff, which, speaking of which, I should get a big cup of water to drink. Either way, I'm just gonna start my morning. I'm not in the best of moods, and that's why I feel called to do some reflecting and some journaling, even just out loud, like to my phone. It's like, speak out loud and let it type for me. I know that having an actual journal to write in is also really good, and I do that as well, but anyways. Yeah, I feel like it's really necessary right now for me to do some personal space, personal time, reflection, because there is lots of things, my car that broke down, my job and other job stuff, this other job, and I need to respond to lots of people. Yeah, I kind of have a pretty big to-do list today before going into work. So yeah, I think it's important that I focus on myself for a little bit and kind of decipher what to do. I was having some interesting thoughts last night too. Maybe I'll share about it in a little bit. Anyways, lots to do actually today. But first, let me tend to my own soul. Well, actually, I might have to leave, as I said, in like a minute to go to that photo video thing. So we'll see. Okay, I'll talk to you more later. Goodbye, cheers. I wasn't gonna say this earlier. It just popped into my head as I stepped outside, which is something that this lady said. Sorry, I'm sitting on a book. She said that burnout doesn't always just happen like in this big one swoop of all of a sudden you're burned out. She said it actually starts in small ways, you just lose your essence of magic and awe for the life, that sacredity of life. And yes, I know my hair looks funny. I'm just keeping it like that because I find it funny. But yeah, and then it's, maybe you wake up with no enthusiasm, or you don't look at yourself in the mirror, or you don't care how you look, or you just you don't light the candles at night anymore, you don't, go for your magical walk, or, all these small little things we do because life is sacred, and we know the amazingness of life. And yeah, the little signs that you're starting to burn out is that you just aren't doing those things anymore. And yeah, your flicker of whatever is like wavering, you're not doing those things that are special anymore, etc., etc. And I'm really keeping that in mind too, because I'm like, dang, that is so important. And like this morning, that's what, again, as I already said, I want to reflect within myself and kind of get to know myself today, because I don't feel my best today. It might just be because I didn't get totally the amount of sleep that I would have liked. That could be a factor for sure, but also there's something that's going on in me. I don't feel my absolute best. Not saying I always have to always feel my absolute best, but yeah, I just want to see what's up. Maybe it's the stuff with my car as well, and having to decide these things pretty much right now. So, okay. I think I put on my makeup. I think I put my lipstick on a bit extreme, but that's just how I do it. So, to be totally honest, I feel fed up. Just fed up. And I feel like oftentimes it feels as though I'm not allowed to speak these things on both sides of the spectrum, actually, once I think of it. Like, I feel like and I don't know where this comes from, it might just come from my own self, but it feels like I'm not allowed to say, I don't like this, or I'm fed up with this, I don't want to do this, especially in regards to jobs. It feels as though there's this extreme pressure to always be like, ooh, look at these, pretty. But yeah, to always be in a state of gratitude for your job, which I do understand that in some regard, for sure, definitely. Especially, there's so many things to reference, but like law of attraction stuff, and it's like, oh, the more that you think of this type of stuff or that you focus on it, the more that it will keep showing up. All those types of things to keep in mind. But also, I don't know, it's like I do feel those ways. I do feel fed up with the job options, and I get that there's things I could do about it, and et cetera, et cetera. If I'm even making sense, I guess what I'm saying is, for me anyways, it feels like, and see, I hesitate because it feels as though people could easily judge it and say, oh, look at this millennial, doesn't understand what it means to work, whatever. But yeah, when I look at the jobs, for me personally, they just feel too boring, too normal. Even the jobs that I would normally like to do, such as just like checking people out, like customer service, or honestly, I do think maybe I would enjoy being a barista at a cool place. But some of the jobs I've been like looking at recently, which is, just like customer service type of stuff, or whatever, anything, really, any just like job that anyone can get to a thing. It's just too boring. It's just like, I just feel myself feeling, also I feel like my teeth are getting yellow again. But yeah, I just feel myself thinking, no, it's too normal. And that's part of the reason. So I actually went to college. I kept changing my major. But one of the things I was really going into, I was starting to major in it, was high school English teacher, or just a teacher, But I was like, this is just too normal. I just can't do this normal life. And I don't mean any offense to anyone who does have a normal job. Clearly, we need those people, and it is very important, et cetera, et cetera. But for me, I'm just like, no, literally, I just can't. It's just too normal. It's too normal. It's kind of hard to explain. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't, and that's totally fine. But yeah, I just feel fed up as well, and I'm just like, and maybe I'm trying to like also see this in a positive light, because maybe this is a good thing that I'm starting to feel fed up with my job options, I guess. Because ultimately, yeah, what I do want, I'm getting more clear upon that, I do like a freestyle life where I still get to see a bunch of people and help out people and, do cool things out in the world with public, with the people of the world, but also to actually make money, to actually have money, and to be creative, okay? I mean, with videos, that would be my ultimate hope, but I don't know, I feel kind of like it feels as though that's not possible. I don't know, that might be my own blockage, but that's why I'm like, okay, maybe I can just focus on my art, and I don't want to do it from the regard of desperation or like begrudgingness, Like, I don't want to be putting that into the motive for things or put it into the energy of it, because then I feel like it just will be a flop, at least in my opinion, because I'd much rather have creations come from a place of, perhaps intense enthusiasm and joy for creating things, That's more the energy field I'd like to come from. Anyways, but yeah, it is becoming more clear. That's why I'm like trying to navigate my options and whatnot, and kind of decide what to do and what my priorities are. And, do I want to save up X amount of money so that I can go abroad? And then I was looking back into the colleges, universities and all this and that. And again, it's a lot to look into and figure out, of course, which is fine. But yeah, I just wanted to share that I'm actually feeling kind of begrudging and fed up, and I'm just like, my stomach is growling. But yeah, again, to reiterate, sorry if I keep kind of saying the same thing over and over, but yeah, I'm at the same time, so I want to acknowledge that I'm feeling this way. Hence what my counselor always says, like she asks, what are you feeling? What's going on inside of you? Don't brush things under the rug. Like, let's look at the things, acknowledge them, give yourself like allowance, permission, I guess, to feel what you genuinely feel, and have compassion for that too. And like, what's that word? what's that word? When you, it's like if I feel something and then I also can say, hey, assurance, like reassurance, I guess, just like that totally makes sense that I feel that way. Because I think I oftentimes have a tendency to maybe feel something that I don't want to feel and then try to not feel that. Or if I do acknowledge that I feel it, then I'm like, I shouldn't feel that. You know, that's kind of like my tendency. So instead I can just be honest how I'm feeling, you know, just not necessarily have to have it be like a negative charged thing. It's just like, this is what's coming up. I feel this way. Acknowledge it and see it and reassure myself, hey, it makes sense. It makes sense that you feel that way. And that part I've like pretty much never done. So that's new for me. So anyways, yeah. And what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, and then also kind of at least attempt to put a twist of positivity on it, as I already said, which can be, okay, you know, this is valuable information. Let's look at it. I think part of my fear as well is like, I fear speaking aloud or acknowledging that I don't like a lot of these jobs, because then I have this fear, like, what if there is no jobs that I like? Like, what if by admitting this, it just decreases all of my, oh, it's Charlie. If you can see him, Charlie right there. Yeah, I just have a fear. It's like, what if I don't like any job? What if nothing is a good fit? I guess that's kind of where the fear comes from. Oh, here comes Miki. Let's let Miki in. Hello. Okay. Also, I was gonna say something else. Let's see, does Miki want to leave now? Oh yeah, the other thought too. So I was like, I still haven't really made any decisions upon some of these things I need to make decisions on, like my car situation and different work stuff, you know. And again, I'm just acknowledging what I feel and I'm just saying it. A part of me is like, again, double thinking it, like, well, maybe this is my tendency to just run away. But yeah, the one thing that actually kind of felt good, like a good idea when I was contemplating all these different options was like, you know what? I just want to take like 3 or 4 days off and just go to my cabin, bring all my art supplies and just do art and consider my life. I don't want to spend all my life considering life, but like that actually felt good. It felt good at the idea of just going to the cabin and having a little mini retreat to reset myself and kind of see what my priorities are, what I genuinely feel interested in. And again, like this is kind of part of a good thing, is that it is starting to also help me to know what my genuine interests are, because whilst I've been looking at different schools, you know, and like when I was in college 10 years ago or whenever that was, it's like, yeah, of course I looked into the different options, but like I didn't really know. Like I didn't know what I was actually interested in. And plus I was just a genuinely 100% different person. Maybe not 100%, there's still some things that are similar, but like I feel like a whole embodied, whole different person, especially ever since, I don't know, just understanding what existence is via reading Eckhart Tolle's books and all that stuff, like spirituality stuff. So I just feel totally different in that regard, specifically, if that makes any sense. But anywho's, but yeah, so it is kind of helping narrow down, like when I look at all the different options for schools and like for types of things to do. And then also like, again, I guess I'm kind of on a negative, if it's considered negative, trail in the sense of like, okay, sure, I could go into yoga, but I don't care at all about anatomy. I don't care at all about how the different functions, or when I used to think I would want to be going into massage therapy, but it's like, I have no interest in the anatomy of a body and understanding all that. And then there's counseling, okay, but I don't care to know all the little details of all this, like, you know, intellectual understandings. I don't know how to explain it. Or there's video stuff, but it's like, I do not care about the technical stuff of a camera or of a setup or how lights work. And I definitely don't want to go into the business of selling things. I don't want to do that. And I don't want to, well, unless it's something that I genuinely think is good. But yeah, I don't want to be promoting things that I think are not healthy. It's just really difficult for me to do that. And I definitely don't want to be on the news unless it's like genuine good news type of stuff. Like when I went to the news place that one time, like last year or whatever, I was just like, no, everything in me was like, this is not for me. And again, this is all valuable information after all. But yeah, and then I see things like, let's grab this book. Charlie's out there if you guys can see him. Like this. I don't know if I've already showed this in a different video. As I've said before, a lot of videos I never upload. So yeah, it's like this. She like writes with really cute handwriting, and she does little drawings. These are watercolor drawings. And this book of hers is about going to England and how she loved it. And it's just like a very sweet kind of book. And then she also put her pictures in it, and it's just like, yeah, she decorated it and whatever. Like that would totally be something I would love to do. And then same with my drawings, my paintings, and like making little children's books and, you know, all of the stuff that I'm interested in. Like if there's a way to do all those different things. And it's not even that I want to be rich with a bunch of money. Like that's not my motive. But when I look at my finances, which is what I was doing earlier this morning, I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm pretty much just only making the exact amount to pay all my bills and stuff. And like pretty much not able to save anything. And like that also like, it upsettles me because I'm like, how am I gonna go on adventures and like do all these different things, you know, if I literally have, and I know that again, like that's on me. I'm not trying to like, I get that that's my own issue, but anyways, yeah. Oh yeah, and then yeah, the other stuff, and then like going into like a spiritual thing, like presence, you know, going to get like a credential certificate or something for something in that regard, especially philosophy. No, I do not care to look into every little Socrates and read all their scripts and figure out, no. And then like spirituality stuff, like I don't like all like the academic aspect of it. Sorry, there's fruit flies in here. Or like when I was in this art class, when I did study abroad, I was doing study abroad with the art students, and I did really love all the different things, you know, the different photography and different type of stuff we did for the art classes, but I did not like sitting in the room for like 3 hours and just going into detail about each person's thing. And oh, I see, you know, the way that they did the angle on this one, like it really tells the story of the black and white, you know, just going into, almost like, or you're going into art school or something, but it's like, I just want to do art my own way. It's like, I don't even want to learn the right ways to do things, which sounds kind of funny, but like, I like just doing it my own way. So, anyways, okay, I feel like I was going to say something else though whilst I was here. I'm going to put on my purple sweater. I understand it's not always good to ask other people for help or advice upon everything. Like I get that some stuff is just like, we know, it's up to us. But at the same time, it's like, I like that encouragement or just like some sense of like help in some way. I don't know. That's just me rattling off some stuff. Also, yeah, I have the 2 videos from this past week. Yesterday, I was like super hyped. Like that's why I feel like even that isn't that authentic. I don't want to be all like overthinking everything, but it's like I got back home yesterday and I was just like hyped as can be, just like rattling off all these amazing things that happened and like, wow, this happened, oh my gosh, I'm so happy, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, whoa. I guess that was me in the moment being authentic. So I guess it's okay to upload, but that's what I mean. And then like the past couple days, then like when I was kind of speaking upon how other things, you know, how I wasn't really enjoying different things. And it's like, I don't really know if I want to upload that because maybe that's sharing too much, or maybe that's not appropriate to be talking about like how I'm not happy with certain things, or I don't know. It's just like, this is what I mean. If I don't upload it right away, then I'm kind of like, is that authentic? Like, do I want to upload that? And then I get all up in my thoughts. And then like, whilst I'm making this, it's like, I just want to upload this right now. And maybe I will. And maybe I'll upload this other one some other day. I also need to keep my eye on the time, per usual, because I am going into work quite soon. And the day just kind of flies by, feels like, or the morning, I guess. I still want to go outside. I have not been working out. Okay, I don't want to overshare and make you, anyone who's listening, I don't want to overwhelm you or make you feel unhappy. So I won't go into every little issue. I need to call up my car person because yeah, my car broke down the other day and it's just sitting there at the shop, and you know, it's going to be really expensive to fix it. And I want to talk to the car mechanic and see what's even possible, because he said that it may have complications and whatever. So I need to go call him. Anyways, how are you? Thank you for replying to some of my prompts. I said this in yesterday's video, but as I said, I don't know which videos I'll be uploading and which I won't. So I don't know. I'll talk to you guys more later. wishing you well, and I'll see ya maybe later today, or I'll see you tomorrow. Fruit fly. Okay. Peace out. Goodbye, and oh yeah, that's my other thought too. I was on Insight Timer doing some guided meditation, listening to guided meditations, you know, per usual. And again, I had this thought. I was like, I could do this better. Like some of these people that are on Insight Timer, who are apparently like professional meditators. I don't really know how you get onto Insight Timer, but I'm like, the audios are bad. Like they have all this background static, or like they just randomly will get like, or they stumble over a word, so then it kind of gets you out of your meditation. Like, or like the meditations themselves aren't even very good. And I'm like, I could do this way better. Actually, that's part of the reason they can't really see it, but I took my microphone out because I was like, okay, I want to use my voice when I'm in a nice, calm, joyous state and like record some guided meditations or like words of encouragement or something. Anyways, okay. It is what it is. It is what it is. Okay. Goodbye for now. Wishing you a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. Peace out. Thank you for being here. Bye. Just want to do an update. I am walking home today from work, and it was the most wonderfulest of day. It's just so funny how things change so rapidly. But yeah, now I'm going on a little evening kind of walk as the sun is going down, all bundled up, and it's just been a really great day. It's been a great day at work. Maybe I'll talk more about it tomorrow for tomorrow's coffee talk.